Welcome to the instructional video on how to change font and color within your web page. We're also going to learn how to add a sub page, which I have a sub page for art here. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's pretty simple stuff, so bear with me, and if you start to get lost, just pause the video and see if you can stay along with me as you build your own. First thing we're going to do is we're going to actually change the font style if you want and color up here. Now I actually like my font style and my color, but I'm just going to change it so that you guys understand how to do that. What you want to do is you want to go to theme in the blue help navigation bar. So I'll click on the theme, and then here you'll have a few options. One of those options says change fonts. You just click on to change fonts. Now as I scroll through this, what it does is you'll start to see, if you pay attention to these areas, you'll start to see them glow. And that's just because that's the area that I'm selecting. So if I want to change my site title, I go to site title, and if I do that, you'll see there'll be a nice blue outline around my name. So I can change that. Now if I click onto that, I can click onto the fonts and change the font that I want. So whatever font that I like, I can change it to Quicksand, and then that's what it would look like. In this case, we will go to something a little bit smaller if I'd like. So there's a lot of good fonts in here that you guys can choose. So I'll stick with Malengo, and that's what we'll do for today. I can also change the color of my font, which I can even change the size of the font. Like if right here it's 35 point, I can go less, and it will make it less. I can go more, and it'll make it more. I can even change the color of my font. Once you click onto this, it usually just brings this menu up, but if it doesn't just bring this menu, they'll have an option with an arrow that'll bring this box into play, and then you can just change the color, whatever color you want it to be, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple to navigate through this, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that color back that I had. And now if I want to change these two, I can. I can even change this font, which is something we're going to do right now. I just have to find which font this is and scroll down until it highlights, and there it is. It's highlighting, and I'm on headline. So I'm going to change my headline font, and I'm going to change that to Advent Pro, and it brings you to what it looks like here. I actually might change that to a different one too. Yeah, that's better. So I've changed that to that color. To that font, but now I can change the color if I want, and I'm going to probably just change it to something that's pretty easy here. And you're going to notice that it didn't change color. Now the reason it didn't change color is because originally I changed this color, and since I changed the color originally, I was overriding anything that I've done in here. But if I want to change this color, this is another way to do it. You just select all of it, and when you do that, this help menu comes up. And this one, you can bold it, you can italicize it, you can underline it, you can make the font bigger or smaller. You can then change the color. You can add a link to it, which we'll show you in another video. But for this video, we're just going to change the color. And now I can just find a color that's pretty close to the one I want and select it. And there it is. It's changing the color for me. So it's pretty simple to get the colors that you want and the font sizes and styles that you want. What I suggest, and this is coming from a designer perspective, and someone that's, you go online and you want to see a nice, clean website. And what I mean by clean website is you don't want to be getting too confused with 20 different fonts. You should make sure that all of these fonts are within 2 to 3 fonts, no more than that. Once you start getting into putting in 5 or 6 different fonts, it gets very cluttered. It doesn't look good. It won't look professional, and it's not something that will be very appealing for someone to look at your website. So please make sure that you stick within those 2 to 3 fonts. Now that we're done changing our fonts, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding a page. So I'm going to add a page. I'm going to go to Pages in my Help navigation menu, and you'll see it says Pages Plus. You're going to click a plus sign, and you're going to add a standard page. And this page you're going to label as Tech or Art, whichever. You guys are going to create both Tech and Art. I already have Art created, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a folder for Tech now. And do you see how there's this picture here of like some sort of breakfast? That has nothing to do with tech as far as I'm concerned. And because it has nothing to do with tech, I don't want that picture. In fact, I don't want any picture in here because this picture is anything that I put in here is the pictures of my projects, stuff that I've done. So I don't want pictures of something that other people have done. So I'm going to change that out of here. So it says header type is tall header. I want it to say no header, and then that picture will go away. Now, depending on what you have in the background, now I have a specific theme that allows me to have an image in the background. If you have that, I suggest you change that image to something that is mostly related to the page that you're on. So when you create a subpage, if it's art, put an image in there that you are most interested in art. Or if let's say it's your artwork, you want to put your picture in there, that's totally fine with me. But try to stick to the actual page itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on edit image, and for tech, there's actually a great image in here for this. As I scroll down, I'm getting closer. There it is. See all the wood? All right, we do this stuff in tech, so I'm going to select wood as my background. It's not very appealing. Let's see if this one is better. No. That one's good. Okay, so we'll select that one because we do a project made out of wood in tech. So I will click that selection. And now notice that I'm starting to lose my images up in this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually blur this out about 10%, see what it looks like. Good. And then I'm going to darken it 20%, and I'll save that. Now that's my background, and I'm only going to save this to this page only because it's tech, and I don't have any reason to save it to any other pages. I don't want wood in the background of my art page. So I'm going to make sure that I save it to this page only. And there it is. So now whenever I add my picture of my art project in here, it's going to be my art page. So when I'm set and how I want my layout done, I'm going to click Save. And what it's going to do is going to give me a page down here that says Tech. Now if you look up over here on my navigation menu, it says Home, Cycle, Contact, and Tech. I don't want Tech there. I want it actually underneath Art in this page. So now I'm going to select Tech. I'm going to drag it up. I want to make sure that when I drag it up, it is the same width as the art page. I don't want it to be shorter than art because then it'll become a sub page of art, and I don't want that to be the case. I want it to be its own page. So making sure that tech is the same size as art, smaller than cycle. And now what happens is it becomes a sub page of cycle, and you'll see that sub page of cycle. And once you're done with that, you are set to go. When you are done and I'm going to grade your Weebly pages, you should have 3 main navigation pages and 2 sub-navigation pages, art and tech. And your home page and your style layout should also be pretty clean, all within 3 different fonts, changing your colors of your fonts to be something that sort of fits the theme of your page too. So that's what you're getting graded on. Good luck, and if you have any questions, please go to my contact information and email me at jtroopy@ramsey.k12.nj.us.